Well, hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Nedwick, and I make healthy lifestyle videos that include some fashion content, some beauty content, a look into my life, and I'm documenting my weight loss journey on a GLP-1 and Weight Watchers. So today, I have another segment in my Weight Watchers motivation series, but first, I want to catch you guys up. So the last video I posted was about a week ago. And if you've been following my channel, you know a lot has happened in the last month. I've had some work stress. I lost a dear pet. I am a breast cancer survivor and was on tamoxifen. And I switched off of tamoxifen for an aromatase inhibitor. And I started that a little over a week ago, like a week ago Friday. So unfortunately, I had some bad side effects from it. And the main one being extreme dry mouth. And I'm not talking about just a little bit of dry mouth and you drink some water and you're good. I mean, dry as a bone. You drink a cup of water and it doesn't even feel like you had a drop. So that got pretty bad towards the end of the week. And, obviously, dry mouth makes it pretty hard to sit here and talk to you guys or do my job, actually. As you know, I'm a prosecutor in the city that I live in. I had a big trial set for last Wednesday that did end up settling last minute. I was so happy about that, but I had put a lot of work and stress into that. And I have a few coming up next month. So the stress keeps coming and coming. But I did contact my doctor and told her about my bad side effect, and she's switching me over to something else. And I actually just picked it up yesterday. It's in the same family as the one I had the bad reaction to. So I've actually not taken it now for about 3 days. I want to not take it for maybe another 2 days, just so I can make sure that that is what was causing it. And it might be some combination of that medication and being on a GLP-1, because one of the side effects I have noticed with TIRZEPATIDE is some mild dry mouth, but combine that with the two and it was just pretty extreme. So I'll keep you guys posted. If not, I can always go back on tamoxifen, which I was so happy to be off because I really do think it does hinder weight loss. But actually, I looked into the new medications and they can cause weight gain as well because it's your estrogen that it's suppressing. And, as you know, when you go through menopause and, you lose estrogen production, it makes it harder and harder to lose weight after menopause. And I know a lot of you guys are right there with me. So let's see, what else is there to update on? So I did want to talk to you guys about this summer. As you know, I'm getting married on October 3rd of this year, and I've got a zillion things to do before the wedding. And I've got a lot going on around my house with Mike moving in and trying to, fix some stuff up, work, trials. Anyway, the point I'm making is I have always tried to do at least 2 videos a week, usually on Sunday and Wednesday. But for the summer, and at least up until my wedding, I'm just going to do 1 a week. And that'll be my Weight Watcher motivation series. Now, if I get inspired and I'm making a really good recipe or something, I will try to maybe throw a bonus video in here and there. But I just wanted you guys to know that for the summer, I'm gonna just go back to mainly 1 video a week. And I love the fact that so many of you have reached out to me and told me how important my videos are to you. I'm glad to hear that. I'm, just doing this, I guess, to share my experience and provide some motivation to you guys and for you guys to know you're not alone if you're struggling. So anyway, let me get back to Weight Watchers. So I went to the meeting yesterday and I got my trusty iPad here. I take notes. The topic was exercising with a buddy, I guess would be the theme. When I walked in, on her whiteboard, she had move together, win together. And she addressed the room and said, how many of us know that exercise is good for you? You know, and we're all like, yeah. Who doesn't know that, right? And she said, science tells us that regular exercise can decrease your risk of illness and disease. It improves your quality of life, and it's the number one way to ensure maintaining your weight loss after a weight loss journey. And I think we've all seen that from myself and in others. You know, you are very successful on whichever diet you're following, and when you go off, you gain it all back. But if you are regularly exercising, that helps keep your metabolism up and helps keep you at the weight you want to be at. So that is good to know. I need personally to get back into it. I was doing so well, and then just a bunch of stuff happened. And for the last month, I really haven't done anything except walk a few times. So I'll get to my goals for the week ahead, but one of them is to really get serious. And by the way, I am still experiencing that dry mouth symptom. It's not as bad as it was a couple days ago, but I may have to pause here and there to get a sip of water. So then she said exercise and how we like to exercise kind of falls into three groups that can be characterized by a song. Now, my Weight Watcher leader, Michelle, is a music teacher, and her meetings are always fun, and sometimes there's a lot of singing that goes on. Now, me personally, I can't sing to save my life, but she said, what is your exercise theme song? And she did, I like to move it, move it. That was one, doing it in a group. So we talked about what kinds of group activities we enjoy for exercise. Now, personally, I like to work out at my house by myself, but about 10 years ago, I was really into Zumba, and I really had fun, and a group of my friends, we went a couple times a week, and we just loved it. And then I developed arthritis in my knees, and every time I would do my Zumba class, the next day my knee would swell or both would swell and I could hardly walk. So I had to kind of give that up. But there are other classes I could go to. I could join a gym, but I just personally enjoy working out at home and trying new videos. And there are such an abundance of exercise videos for every level on YouTube, and you can find something that you like. Now, personally, I have been a fan of Gina B from Australia. Her YouTube channel is Up to the Beat Fit. She has hundreds of videos. Most are dance-based. She does a lot of the walking videos like Leslie Sandstone. But in some of her videos, she does incorporate strength training. And that is one of the things I really need to work on. I have an off-the-shoulder wedding dress with just kind of a little filmy thing, and I really want to tone my arms. So my goal for the week is to do at least 2 Gina B workouts and do some walking as well. I did purchase a weighted vest, and I have used it. I also am considering maybe wearing it when I'm doing housework and something like that, just to get that extra little bit of exercise in my day. The second song, and I did not recognize this one, and I didn't catch the name, but it was some Broadway tune about friendship. And that was for the person who might just like to exercise with one other person. And she asked the group, now both in a group setting or just exercising with a buddy, what are the benefits of that? And we went around the room and we could all agree that it does give you that little push. And, you know, when you're like me and you're just working out by yourself and you're not being accountable to anybody else, if you're not feeling it, a lot of times you can just blow it off. But if you've made a commitment to a group or another person, you are more likely to do it. So that is something to keep in mind. It definitely gives you more accountability to stay regular with your exercise. And then she said the last song as a theme song for your type of exercise you like. She started singing All by Myself. And her son, who just graduated from high school, is doing Weight Watchers as well. He lost 30 pounds, I guess. And he joined in the singing, and they were so good. But I suppose that the All by Myself song is really the one that describes my type of exercise. But she said, you know, even if you don't want to actually physically exercise together with another person, you can still have an exercise buddy where you do step challenges or, you know, other types of challenges, and that can keep you accountable. She also said, you know, walking doesn't just have to be in your neighborhood or on a treadmill. She said, you know, use some imagination. Now, where I live in northeastern Ohio, we have an amusement park called Cedar Point. It apparently is the roller coaster capital of the world. And I haven't been there in several years, but I used to go when my kids were little. It's about half an hour to 45 minutes away from where I live. And we did have season passes for a time. And what she said, my leader, Michelle, she lives actually even closer to Cedar Point, and she does have a season pass. And she said she just goes there to walk, and she'll go in the park, she'll walk, you know, look at things, walk around for an hour, stop and go see a show, then walk some more, you know, for another hour, and then stop and ride the train. And, you know, she said they bought the meal plan at the amusement park, and it's been a long time since I've been to Cedar Point, but she said that they do offer plenty of healthy fare. So that's an idea. I mean, it doesn't have to be a roller coaster amusement park. You know, if you have something similar by you, check it out. It might be a nice way to get in some exercise and see the sights. And you can do that either by yourself or with your friends or friend. So that is an idea. She also said, you know, you can also get some exercise in different ways. For example, if you are a mother or a grandmother to kids, walk them to the park, push them on the swing. That is all exercise. So you can sneak it in various ways. Now, usually our Weight Watcher meetings are predominantly female, but we have two guys and the leader's son in the meeting, and they're older guys, and they piped up, what about golf? And yes, especially if you don't use the cart, golf can be a great exercise. Now, I used to golf back in the day because being a lawyer, I've had to go to some like golf outings and stuff, but I probably haven't golfed in 15 years. So I don't think golf is going to be for me. I was never that good at it anyways. But if you do like that, you know, that is a great form of exercise. And then we have a few members who do pickleball, and I've mentioned that in the past. And Mike and I are really serious about doing that because, you know, we had such a long, cold winter. We've kind of fallen into a rut of coming home from work and sitting on the couch and watching TV. And we need to break that because number one, you snack more and you're not moving your body. And just by moving your body around the house, doing some housework, etc., those things add up. And Mike and I, now that it's starting to get nice out here, really want to try to do some activities together. Now, I bought a new bike like 4 years ago, and Mike wants to buy a new bike, and we enjoyed biking in our metro parks for a while. But again, it kind of just fell by the wayside. So I'm going to have to make a concerted effort to start doing some things differently, because if not, I easily fall back into that rut of sitting on the couch, and that is not doing any favors for me. Oh, and as far as my weight loss results go, I forgot to tell you guys that I stayed exactly the same from last week. So that seems to kind of be my MO. I'll, kind of plateau for a couple weeks and then I'll drop a few pounds. And then I'll plateau for a few more weeks and then I'll drop a few pounds. It's very slow, but it is consistent and it is going down. And I am at my lowest weight I have been in 8 or 9 years. So I am happy with that. I've got about 18 more pounds to go until I make my goal weight. I hope to do that before my wedding in October, but if I don't, I feel pretty comfortable just how I am now. And losing 32 pounds has made a world of difference for me. Now, I'm 5'3", or at least I claim to be 5'3". I think I'm actually probably closer to 5'2". But 30 pounds on a petite person is a lot, and it has made a huge difference for me. And I haven't really been able to lose that significant amount of weight without a GLP-1. I'm very grateful that I tried TIRZEPATIDE, and that even though it hasn't worked as well for me as it does for other people, it is still working. So, and if you want an update, I am still currently on 12 milligrams. I'm going to try maybe to go up to 12.5 starting next week, because I am starting to feel a little bit of the hunger coming back. So we'll see. That's where I'm at. All right, now back to my Weight Watchers motivation of the day, which is encouraging exercise and encouraging exercise with a buddy. And tidbit, and I believe she said this last week, so if I'm incorrect, I'm sorry, but I believe she said, if you exercise with a buddy, you lose up to 33% more weight. So if that isn't motivating, I don't know what is. So now, I've talked about my best friend, Gina. She's not much of an exerciser, but she has even said she wants to consider starting to walk. So I think for Gina and I, we would probably do more challenges than anything, than actually walking together. But she and I have been struggling a little bit on our weight loss journeys. So this week, I'm really going to try to stick to the Weight Watchers plan to a T. Now, even though I have been going to Weight Watchers, I haven't been as consistent as I'd like to be. I want to do an entire week doing it the right way and see what happens. So I will keep you posted. We also talked about walking to audiobooks, and you could form like a book club, and you can only listen to the audiobook when you're walking. So you could get together with your group and say, all right, let's do chapters 1 and 2. And you have to do that and walk, and then you report back. So that was kind of a cute idea. I love audiobooks. I listen to them all the time, and I do walk to them. And the time just goes by so fast if you're listening to a good book. So at the end of the meeting, she always asks, what are we going to focus on this week? I'm going to focus on tracking. I also want to get in at least 2 videos and maybe 1 or 2 walks. So that is my goal for the upcoming week. And we also end each meeting with a quote. And yesterday's quote was, "Surround yourself with determined people, and they will make you feel like anything is possible." All right, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you have made it this far and you like this video, please give me an emoji of a diamond. All right, and if you like this video, please like it below and subscribe to my channel. And tick that notification bell so you are alerted every time I upload a new video. All right, guys, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you next time.